May our guests and faculty please be seated. Class of 2022, please be seated. Good afternoon. I'm Jeff Harbaugh, Perkins High School Principal. I would like to welcome everyone to the 62nd Perkins High School Commencement. Today we honor the class of 2022. Well, today is a day of joy for parents, relatives, and guests, and great excitement for our graduates-to-be. It is also a day to honor traditions. We ask that appropriate decorum please be observed. Please take this time to silence your cell phones. We also ask that you hold your applause and any remarks or comments until all graduates have been announced. It is only proper that parents are given the opportunity to hear their child's name for this important milestone. At this time, I would like to welcome Angie LaCrone, the class of 2022 class president, to the podium. Will everyone please stand and join Angie as she leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The senior ensemble, under the direction of Mr. Randy Gernovich, will now perform the national anthem. Members of the class of 2022, please remain standing while the members of the ensemble return to their seats. Audience, you may be seated. Members of the class of 2022, please be seated. At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Jen Galloway, our senior class advisor.
Good afternoon. My name is Jen Galloway, and I'm the Senior Class Advisor. It is my pleasure today to introduce the President of the Class of 2022, Angie LaCrone. Angie will introduce today's platform guests and will deliver her address to her classmates. Angie is the daughter of Shu Yang and Dave LaCrone. Angie has been involved throughout her 4 years at Perkins High School. From student government to sports to clubs, she has experienced firsthand the impact of teamwork, hard work, and dedication. Angie is the senior class president, vice president of the PHS Bio Club, and an executive officer for the National Honor Society. In her class, she is one of the first to volunteer a helping hand for any events that are set up, no matter how big or small. Along with Bio Club and NHS, she is also involved in Move to Stand, an anti-bullying group, drama club, robotics club, and the yearbook club. She's usually seen running around the school trying to get pictures for the yearbook or trying to do too many things at once. Angie is a two-time letter winner in cross country, a sport which she participated her sophomore and senior years, along with a one-time letter winner in swimming in her junior year. Between extracurricular activities, Angie also involves herself in the community, accumulating well over the required amount of hours needed for the Diploma of Distinction. From summer camps to the local hospital to the local chapel, she spent most of her time helping others. Angie plans on attending The Ohio State University and majoring in biology on the pre-med track. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce to you the senior class president, Angie LaCrone.
It is my pleasure to introduce the following platform guests and ask them to remain standing until all have been introduced. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Mr. Jason Delaney, President, Board of Education. Mr. Scott Hart, Vice President, Board of Education. Mr. Ted Pastor, Member, Board of Education. Dr. Bradley Mitchell, Member, Board of Education. Mr. Eric Lapata, Member, Board of Education. Mr. Todd Boggs, Superintendent, Perkins Local Schools. Mrs. Rena McClellan, Assistant Superintendent, Perkins Local Schools. Dr. Hillary Turner, Student Services Coordinator, School Psychologist. Ms. Sarah Bernard, Student Support Specialist. Ms. Christine Gus, Director of Special Education. Mrs. Marcy Henry, Literacy Specialist. Mr. Jeff Harbaugh, Principal, Perkins High School. Mr. Drew Davey, Assistant Principal, Perkins High School. Mr. Ted Sturzinger, Athletic Director, Assistant Principal. Mr. Jeff Tom, Principal, Briar Middle School. Mr. Eric Weisenberger, Assistant Principal, Briar Middle School. Mr. Jeremy Heiser, Principal, Meadowlawn School. Mrs. Jennifer Yost, Principal, Furry Elementary School. Mr. Matt Earhart, Yehovah Representative. Ms. Colleen Galloway, School Counselor, Perkins High School. Mrs. Courtney Figa, School Counselor, Perkins High School. Ms. Jen Galloway, Senior Class Advisor. And the staff representing Perkins Schools today. A round of applause. Good afternoon, all. I just wanted to give a heads up for all that are here today that public speaking is definitely not one of my strong suits. However, I will try my very best and avoid looking at the stadium full of people right in front of me. First off, I would like to welcome our faculty, staff, family, and friends, and of course, alongside me, our Perkins High School graduates of 2022. Congrats! Did you know that according to research, our average human attention span lasts a little more than 8 seconds? And although I can't write and read a speech that lasts a little over 8 seconds, I can try and keep this short, sweet, simple, and somehow also end with a few words of wisdom that is supposed to blow everyone away. But just a forewarning, I've been told I'm quite wordy in all of my papers. Thanks, Mrs. DeRose. On the behalf of the class of 2022, we have many thank yous to express. To all of our teachers, mentors, coaches, and the board and faculty members who educates us, guides us, feed us, and maintains the buildings. To our friends who we can always lean on. To our peers all around us. And most importantly, to our supportive families who always stand by our side. The world truly would not be able to spin without all that you do. In a sense, I feel that storytelling is the best form of communication. So I will start with this. Life is like a storybook, with chapter 1 beginning with our childhood. I would like everyone to imagine themselves as a kindergartner in Furry Elementary, first seeing the high school graduates walking down the halls, wondering what on earth these strange people in big robes were doing in our school, never even fathoming that this was our future. That was our chapter 1. Chapter 2 uncovered the beginning of map testing along with double recess days out in the summer heat. And although in high school double recess turned into study hall, the importance of testing remained unchanged. However, our days of childish worries paled in comparison to our future stresses. Fast forward a few chapters and we reach adolescence. And for the sake of everyone's sanity, I will briefly skim over the pages of early adolescence, aka those embarrassing early middle school days where we attended Halloween and St. Patty's Day dances and even took part in some high-class middle school lunch drama. Certainly not some of our most glamorous moments in life, but I think we turned out pretty alright for a group of very awkward preteens. Flipping through some more pages lands us on a very nerve-wracking chapter, one that pulls you to the edge of your seat. The first day of high school. A brand new environment alongside new faces is sure to terrify some, or all of us. But we learn to adapt and grow to match whatever the teacher sprung upon us. From learning to memorize whole poems to understanding the history of the world around us, to recognizing all kinds of chemical formulas, to solving for derivatives of the natural log of 3x squared. We managed to make it out on top, as graduates, no less. These years sure were stressful and terrifying, but we learned a lot from our hardships. As we near the end of this current chapter, the final stage of adolescence, all ties are usually resolved and burning questions are answered. As graduates, we are on the cusp of adulthood, teetering into those first experiences of college roommate nightmares, or demanding employment schedules, or courageous service duties. However, graduates, please have an ease of mind knowing that if we can conquer all those years in both middle school and high school, we are capable of doing anything that we dream of. Before we turn our tassels today and officially become PHS alumni, I wanted to take a look back at all those chapters. You'll notice a recurring theme. We are not afraid to change or grow. Whether it be trying out for a new sports team for the first time or signing up for your first college credit plus class, we are constantly changing and growing into our next achievement or feat. So to my fellow classmates, Perkins High School graduates of 2022, I hope to leave you with one final parting message. Don't be afraid of change. Throughout each chapter of our lives, we have dealt with change and we have overcome, adapted, and succeeded. Now as we turn the page on a new chapter of our lives, adulthood, we are presented with a fresh set of new blank pages, ready to be filled with adventures that each and one of you choose to explore. It is up to you to choose which path to take and which life to lead, and I wish you all the best of luck. Congratulations, fellow classmates, the class of 2022.
At this time, it is my honor to introduce the President of the Perkins Board of Education, Mr. Jason Delaney, who will give a few remarks to the class of 2022. Mr. Delaney will be followed by Mr. Todd Boggs, our Superintendent.
Good afternoon, class. A little bit loud. Good afternoon, class of 2022. I would like to thank board members, Vice President Mr. Casser, Dr. Mitchell, Mr. Hart, and Mr. LaPata. I'd also like to thank Superintendent Mr. Boggs, the entire admin team, teachers, counselors, coaches, custodial staff, community stakeholders, and most importantly, our parents and guardians. Class of 2022, congratulations. Like so many before you, you have reached one of life's milestones. I recently heard a person who had given many speeches say, if someone in the audience remembers just one thing, then it must have been a great speech. I'll try to say something memorable. Now on that note, I did say something memorable last year. One of my esteemed colleagues gave me some advice, which is exactly what I'm talking about, advice today. He said, Jason, class participation is over, don't ask him any questions this year. So much of your world revolves around handheld technology and social platforms. For that reason, I asked this question last year. Who here considers themselves an influencer? And that was the part where I asked you to raise your hand, but you guys are done with that part. So the senior I was looking for, she didn't raise her hand, but I did share that she had influenced me. I'd like to dive a little deeper into influence and talk about advice this year. Obviously, I already shared with you, I got some advice, no class participation. For those of you that do know me, I tend to not be a loss for words, so my wife told me to keep it short and sweet. But advice is not to be confused with opinion. It's my opinion that opinion is thoughts and feelings. Advice is rooted more in past experience. I have some very wise people in my life who I seek advice from. One of them told me, never underestimate a handwritten note. So I'll remind you all, please send those thank yous. Another told me, live within your means. So I'll tell you, be careful when you get that first credit card. Another showed the value of hard work. So I'll tell you, study hard. You'll never know when your trade skills or your grades may be needed for that next promotion. And for me, I would advise you to consider a lunch meeting or coffee on a Saturday morning with someone you don't necessarily know. I'll remind you all that this doesn't mean using the latest emoji properly in a text, face-to-face, right? So finally, we all know it's a good speech if someone remembers something you've said. So if no one calls next year, that means no one remembers what I said. But I'll leave you with this, a quote from your own classmate just this week. Class of 2022, just have fun. At this time, I'd like to introduce our superintendent, Mr. Boggs.
Thank you, President Delaney. Good afternoon. To our class of 2022, a job well done. You've made us so proud this year. Thank you for your effort, persistence, and dedication to our school and to each other. Your accomplishments have been numerous in every facet of this educational journey. Stellar performances in academics, co-curricular activities, and athletics have made us proud. Our EHOBE students have attained an impressive number of credentials as well. Your accomplishments as a class go on and on. As you sit here waiting for your diploma, please take a minute to realize who is in attendance for you today. Your Board of Education, your faculty, staff, and administration, your loved ones, your school community. As you can see, you all have tremendous support. From your preschool days to this day, you've met the challenges, you've found a way to make it. You can be so proud. How do we know that you're going to succeed in your next journey? This is why. 83 of you will attend a 4-year college. 30 of you will attend a 2-year college. 35 of you will enter into the workforce. And 3 of you will enter into the military. You're ready. Each one of you have a plan. Go out and be great, just as you've been great here. Once a pirate, always a pirate. To the class of 2022, thank you, congratulations.
At this time, I would like to introduce our historian, Eliana Birmingham. Ellie has participated in varsity swimming all 4 years of high school and was a captain of the team as a senior. She has also been involved in numerous organizations, including being the Bio Club president, an executive officer for National Honor Society, a member of Move to Stand, and part of the Student Council. Ellie will be furthering her education at Wake Forest University in North Carolina. She'll be studying neuroscience with all educational expenses paid for.
Thank you, Mr. Davey. This year, like so many other years, the class of 2022 would like to donate the remaining class money to items needed for the PHS courtyard so it can be enjoyed by students for many years to come.
Thank you, Ellie. Our second student speaker tonight is Tim Winsing. Tim was selected by his fellow Perkins Honor Scholars to speak on behalf of the class. Tim is the son of Ted and Jennifer Winsing. Tim has been an involved member of our academic challenge team for the last 8 years, while being captain the last 2 years. As a senior, he was one of the drum majors for the marching band and also a captain on the tennis team. Tim currently volunteers as a counselor for the Erie County 4-H camp and can't wait to be on Kelly's Island tomorrow. He would like to thank all of his teachers who he says have put up with not only him, but his sense of humor, while being highly flexible with his schedule all throughout high school. Tim has always enjoyed the process of learning, sometimes a little too much, as is apparent by the amount of cords he is wearing today. He is planning on attending the Ohio State University, where he has earned the full ride land grant opportunity scholarship. Tim plans on majoring in biomedical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium our student speaker, Tim Winsing.
As many speeches have done before, I'll begin with the words of someone that has achieved much more than myself. The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. He to whom this emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Albert Einstein. Now I know what you're thinking, not really inspiring. However, I believe this quote perfectly encapsulates the wonderful world that is Perkins High School and our lives in general. Even the way I found it, not by looking up some famous quote that will make you sound smart, but from an album I was listening to, trying not to stress over a test, which I gave myself way too little time to study. In fact, I didn't know Albert Einstein said this quote until I started to write the speech and thought maybe I should find out who to attribute it to. This quote made me think a lot of the experiences I've had in life, all the times I've simply had to wing it, and how much I've truly learned. I looked back on my past and into myself and thought of all the incredible ways that I know absolutely nothing. And how throughout our high school experience, there's been no lack of the mysterious. Everything from solving a definite integral to the meaning behind the books and poems Mrs. DeRose makes us read, to what is stopping Miss Davis from saying the Pledge of Allegiance just a bit faster some days. We've all had a lot to wonder about. Even now, as we sit here at our graduation, thank the Lord, there are still countless things we don't know. Mainly, what are we planning to do with the rest of our lives? We all have a lot of questions that need answers. To be honest, I couldn't tell you how much of my own life is going to look like. Now, I can tell you the few things I have planned, such as where I'm going to college, what I've said I'm going to study, but the truth is that plans can change a whole lot, as everyone has witnessed in these past few years and even now. While many of the questions we have for ourselves do not have simple answers, they've highlighted undeniable truths that I see in each and every one of us. Not only is the class of 2022 made up of incredibly hardworking students, but exemplary people as well. We have come out of circumstances unlike any seen before. As a class, we've seen a global pandemic come and shut down the entire world around us, and we still aren't out of it yet. But no matter what has come at us, we've pushed on. As a class, we have braved the worst of storms and made it through stronger and smarter than before. The worst of odds could not hold us back from each achieving our own greatness. I hope that my classmates can see the incredible things they have done and the amazing people they have become. I am inspired by the people that surround me here, and the fact that even when we have faced uncertainty, we've never backed down. I want everyone to look at themselves and realize all they've done in the past 4 years of high school and 17 plus years of life, and to know that we are far from done. As we journey into the next part of our lives, I know that we will all continue the great work we have started in and outside these walls. The unknown is still out there in this immense world we are entering, but that won't stop us. As Einstein called us to do, so do I. View the unknown ahead, not with fear, but with wonder. Allow that wonder to continue to spark the unstoppable will that resides in each and every one of you as we set out to change the world before us. To those who have helped us all reach this point, our sincerest thanks. As for my fellow classmates, we did it. Our graduation is here. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome. I am Colleen Galloway, one of the counselors at Perkins High School. I'll be assisted by Mrs. Spiga in reading the names of our graduates as they cross the platform to receive their diplomas. Perkins High School Board of Education President, Mr. Jason Delaney, will hand out the diplomas. He'll be assisted by Ms. Jen Galloway, the Senior Class Advisor. As a tradition, Perkins Local School District employees and retired employees are given the privilege to present their children and grandchildren with their diploma. Perkins Local School District Superintendent, Mr. Todd Boggs, and Principal Mr. Jeff Harbaugh will congratulate the graduates after receiving their diplomas. Graduates will then receive a carnation, which was selected as their class flower. From the student representatives of Furry Elementary School and Meadowlawn Elementary School, these students will help pass out the flowers. Jesse Wensink, Alexandra Losi, Emerson Risk, Micah Lapata, Jocelyn Woodburn, and Sam Lee Lacrone. Class of 2022 officers, would you please stand? Angie Lou Lacrone, President. Ashlyn Kate Legando, Vice President. Elizabeth Sky Ziegler, Secretary. Father Jason Ziegler will be presenting her diploma. Tyler James Yingling, Treasurer. Eliana Elizabeth Birmingham, Historian. Demi Chanel Aaron. Jocelyn May Armstrong. Kelly Jo Baker. Mother Andrea Baker presenting her diploma. Cooper Andrew Baroni. Trinity Caprice Love Bibler. Reese Elizabeth Blair. Tyler Joseph Blue. Gracie Justice Bodie. Noah Hunter Brodke. Tara Riley Broughton. Spencer Harrison Brown Jr. Ryan James Butler. Abigail Aubrey Carr. Shailene McCara Chambers. Devin Sanchez Tavares. Samantha Lynn Shervin. Richa T. Chaxti. Elizabeth Grace Sisman. Dylan James Kaufman. Jacob Thomas Collier. Nelson James Collins. Gabriel Daniel Cummings. Cameron Alexander Cunningham. Caleb Michael Dale. Connor William Daffert. Grace Rose Dietrich. Wyatt Everett Delaney, Father Jason Delaney presenting his diploma. Lauren Elizabeth Eakes. Kyle Ethan Ellis. Alexis Marie Ernstberger. Seth Isaiah Florence. Brendan Michael Flynn. Colton James Frazier. Mother presenting diploma. Cassandra Grace Fresh. Angelica Ray Bolts. Faith Ann Bolts. Jacob Michael Garden. Kylie Marie Garner. Bailey Rochelle Garrett. Nathan Robbins Gast. Jordan Joseph Gennaro. Hayden William Gentry. Evan Carl Gilchrist. Austin James Gilliam. Anthony Michael Grant. Dylan Michael Grimmer. Noah David Grimmer. Olivia Jean Grood. Elizabeth Faith Harrington. Garrison Michael Herzog. Kaylee McKenna Hirschman. Cole Benjamin Hupp. Hannah Patricia James. Alan Jang. Taylor Lee Kaufman. Benjamin Carl Keller. Peyton Elizabeth Klein. Nolan Timothy Klepper. Paige Elizabeth Knupke. Roxy Anne Marie Cossart. Colin Benjamin Couquet.
Lauren Caroline Lacer. Ava Ray Lawson. Logan Clinton Lawson. Ryan James Leber. Ashlyn Kate Legando. Isabella Marie Lash. Isabella Jane Lewis. Alexander Patrick Lipinski. Mariah Lee Luzader. Emma Alexandria Lynch. Nathan Darren Majoy. Diploma presented by Father Darren Majoy. Sophia Marie Matthews. Liam Enrique Matute. Brooke Veda McCluskey. Caitlin Marie McClellan. Kylan Darlene Mead. Maggie Catherine Mailing. Corianne Sincere Moore. Aiden David Morin Jamie. Owen David Murphy. Jackson Lawrence Musser. Reed Joseph Nash. Colin Joseph Nemitz. Nalia Marie Nolan. Samuel Anthony Odo. Cameron James Overholtz. Miranda Curtis Owens. Miranda Morrow Palmer. Lillian Alice Peters. Brett Michael Fennessy. Kyler Allen Porter. Diploma presented by Mother Sherry Porter. Owen Reed Prentice. Zachary Drew Rickard. Lauren Emma Reese. Allison Lynn Risk. Diploma presented by parents Shane and Tammy Risk. Jordan Brianne Risk. Diploma presented by parents Shane and Tammy Risk. Chase Tyler Roberts. Isabel Christine Roberts. Toby Matthew Rodriguez. Jude William Routsong. Diploma presented by Mother Sarah Marcinko. Neve Elizabeth Rosiska. Madison Marie Satterfield. Benjamin Bradley Edward Schaefer. Diploma presented by Mother Kaylin Schaefer. Michaela Louise May Schipple. Keegan Paul Shane. Bradley Allen Shaver. Caleb Charles Edward Schultz. Sarah Danielle Scaff. Sydney Nicole Skelton. William Henry Smith IV. Travis Jonathan Smith. Diploma presented by Mother Diane Smith. Oh. Alexis Nanero Strauss. Avery Lee Straub. William Evan Terry. Caden Larry Troike. Josiah Benny Turner. Quinn Madeline Ulrich. Robert James Vondrick. Diploma presented by Mother Bridget Vondrick. Emma Marie Walton. Luke Otis Walton. Diploma presented by Father Chris Walton. Ireland McKenna Weatherly. Timothy Christian Wensink. Alyssa Ann Wentworth. Allison Irene West. Diploma presented by Uncle Chris Walton. Caden Paul Blair. Annabelle Renee Wilkin. Michaela Joy Williams. Nia Ray Williamson. Savannah Rose Willis. Braden Michael Wilson. Ethan Alexander Winkle, diploma presented by Mother Kristen Winkle. Nolan Lee Anton Winston. Evan Michael Witter. Alyssa Malin Wood. Chase Randall Wright. Mackenzie Grace Wright, diploma presented by Mother Rachel Wright. Erin Christine Yoakum. Emma Elizabeth Zavala. Daniel Hunter Zirkle, diploma presented by Mother Kathy Zirkle. Zachary Joseph Zollner. Mark James Stockel. Dominic Robert Zura.
Will Angie LaCrone and Ashrit Dakota please come forward? Senior Class President Angie LaCrone will now present the ceremonial sword with the senior class colors of maroon and gold to next year's Senior Class President Ashrit Dakota.
This sword has been passed down through the classes of Perkins High School, with each class affixing their colors to the sword. As Senior Class President, I now pass the tradition to you, Ashrita, to represent the class of 2023.
Thank you. As president of the class of 2023, I accept the ceremonial sword and pass along the traditions of leadership at Perkins High School.
It is my pleasure for one last time to ask the senior ensemble under the direction of Mr. Randy Gernovich to please come forward. These wonderful voices will lead us in the Perkins High School alma mater, followed by the Lord bless you and keep you. I invite all audience members to join along in singing the alma mater. The words can be found at the front of your program. Will the class of 2022 please rise? Superintendent Boggs, President Delaney, and members of the Perkins Board of Education. These members of the Perkins High School class of 2022 that have received your diplomas today have met all the requirements as mandated by the Perkins Board of Education in the state of Ohio. Senior Class President Angie LaCrone will now lead the class in the traditional tassel swing. Angie? I now pronounce you graduates of Perkins High School. Congratulations to our newest alumni. And at this time, we invite all of our guests to come down for pictures and to congratulate our graduates. The senior recessional song is Wake Me Up by Avicii. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2022.